Hi guys, it's your girl Paige here, and welcome to Paige's Palettes. Today I'm going to do a video on Becca Cosmetics. If you haven't heard already, they are closing their brand in September of this year. I was pretty sad to hear it because Becca is one of those, brands that have been around for a while. I feel like they're very inclusive. They had a lot of different products that work for everyone. And they were a brand I've been using their foundation for at least 4 years. So when I heard that, I'm like, no, I'm gonna have to find a new foundation. I have a few foundations that I already use now, but that one's my favorite because I like the full coverage of it. So I ordered some more products from Becca's site because they had a sale, 50% off since they're closing their brand. So I decided to try some new things and of course, stock up on some of my old ones before they close for good. So stay tuned if you want to see this video on Becca's products. So with Becca closing soon, there's a huge sale on their website. Most of their products and items are 50% off or up to 50% off. So of course I decided to stock up on some of my favorites like the foundation, the powder, things like that. And I ordered some things that were new. And they also gave me 4 samples. So they're giving lots of samples right now, being that they're trying to get rid of their stock. So I'm going to open the package I received a few days ago and try everything on in here, some of which are some new products that I've never tried before. So I received like 5 items. Of course, my Holy Grail foundation, which I'm gonna miss because Becca is the only foundation where I don't really have to conceal and color correct because it covers everything on my face, dark circles, marks, things like that. With other foundations, I kind of have to build it up and prep. This, I just put it on and it makes everything disappear, which is why I've used it so long, even though it's not my exact shade, because the coverage is more important to me than this shade because I can kind of mix other foundations to get my exact color. But this foundation it's amazing. So I'm really sad. I actually am going to order some more, maybe about 2, just in case I can't find another foundation shade that matches me perfectly. I want to be able to still have a beat face. So, of course, foundation. Then I ordered the Soft Light Blurring Powder in the color Golden Hour, which I've never used. I usually use the Hydra Mist powder instead, so it'll be nice to see if this is better or comparable. And it was 50% off, so. Got some highlighter, like a mini Shimmering Skin Perfector press powder, which I've used before. This is in the shade Opal, which I'm thinking is a little light for me. So I'm going to go light on it. And if it doesn't look good, just put some other highlighter on. They gave me a mini foundation in my shade, which is cool. Could have used this when I went traveling. And then a lip gloss, which I love. The Glow Gloss in the shade Rose Gold. They also put in a trio mini pack of the liquefied light highlighter, but I'm not going to use this today. I'm just going to use the other highlighter. So this is what I've got. I'm actually going out to lunch with my sorority sister today, so I'm going to do a full face. I'm going to do eyeshadow, all that good stuff. So as far as eyeshadow goes, I was like, okay, I have all these palettes, like 10. And there are so many that I don't use. I have kind of my favorite ones plastered on my vanity. Then I have the other ones tucked in. So I was like, okay, let's take a risk. Let me kind of pick one that I don't really use a lot. So a few months ago, I ordered the Tartiest Pro Remix Palette. I really like the original one, the Amazonian one that came before this. And I kind of thought like, oh, this probably will be better because it's the remix. And I've used it twice. It's a tricky one to use if you're not like a master at eyeshadow and blending, which I don't really consider myself a master, maybe like a novice or something, or in between. So this was kind of one that I'm like, this isn't something that is easy and blendable. But I'm going to take a risk and use it today because there are some really pretty colors in here. I don't know which one I'm going to use, but it's one of the ones I haven't swatched. So I'm going to try to make a look with this. So of course, any of my makeup routines, I always start with my eyebrows. And I'm using my Holy Grail Dip Brow Pomade by Anastasia Beverly Hills in the shade Dark Brown. If you're not familiar with pomade, you want to make sure that you are using pretty much the color of your eyebrows. You don't want it to be too dark. Always emphasize not using black because black will look really harsh. A lot of people think they have black hair, but it's usually dark brown. So just try to match it to your natural brow or your hair color. Not sure if I ever mentioned this, but I also use Anastasia's brush. You can use any angled brush, but I use Anastasia Beverly Hills in 12. It's like the perfect angle and it's skinny. Less is more with this, so I always outline starting from underneath and then I go to the top afterwards. Check out my video on doing your brows. I have one. It was my very first video if you kind of want to learn how to properly fill in your brow. So then when your eyebrows are done, you're going to conceal or prime your eyelids to get them ready for eyeshadow. I'm using my Tarte concealer, but you can use whatever you like. Make sure you grab your brushes, your blending brush, your lid brush, and your crease brush. I bought some new brushes, guys, with my gift cards, and my eyeshadow is looking so much better with these brushes because I'm getting the right brush for my eyelid. You know, I have like bagged, hooded eyes, so I think I finally found the perfect combo. So you're going to take whatever crease brush you have, and again, I have Hourglass in number 9, and you are going to apply a transition shade right above and on your crease. Now, the Tartiest palette does not have a transition shade for me. So I'm using my Anastasia Soft Glam palette to transition. And I'm using the color Burnt Orange, but you can use whatever. It's supposed to be 1 to 2 shades warmer than your skin tone. And this is that for me. So if there is a transition shade in that palette for you, perfect. But honestly, the Tardiest palette doesn't have really any transition shades. So good luck finding one. After you've blended your crease a little bit, you are going to take a flat brush of your choice, or if you have hooded eyelids like me, Morphe 124 is perfect. And I'm going to use, instead of concealer, I'm going to use the NYX Pigment Primer. I find that this is a little better than concealer. It helps my shadow to appear brighter. So I've been using this for cut creases instead, but whatever you prefer. I've used concealer prior. But you're going to apply it to your flat brush and you are going to create the illusion of a bigger lid. So right where that fold is, you're going to go just a little bit higher because, you know, that's our issue. We don't have a lot of lid space. You're going to apply this product all over and make the shape of your choice. For me, I'm just going to kind of make like a half circle. But I'm going to go above where my real crease actually is to create the illusion of a bigger eyelid. So then when the primer gets a little tacky, you're going to take your lid brush. And again, mine is It number 220. It's perfect if you have small hooded eyes. And even if you have big ones, it'll work. It works for you too. And I'm going to go into the Tartiest Remix Palette. And I'm going to take that pretty teal color. It's called Color Explosion. I think it's gorgeous. And I'm going to dip in it twice because it looks pretty pigmented. You don't want to go in too harshly. You can always build up. And I'm going to start from the inner corner, and I'm going to trace my shape. If you're more comfortable with your finger, you can use your finger, but the primer really makes it so that whatever shadow color you use, it shows up really well. I'm just gonna trace, and it's okay if you don't get it perfectly, but it should be tacky. I would wait about a minute before putting the shadow on after you apply the primer, if you want the perfect tackiness. As you can see, I did a little glitter accent. You can do that with any glitter. I used a glitter eyeliner, the Urban Decay Heavy Metal and Midnight Cowboy, but you can use whatever. I feel like it gave me a Cleopatra look. But I'm going to apply my Nurture Me Natural Vitamin C Serum. This is what has helped me heal my dark marks, you guys. I don't know if you've been following me, but if you remember my first video, my skin was breaking out a lot. I was very stressed. I had a very toxic job at the time. And yeah, my skin is pretty much healed. I mean, I have a few scars here and there, but they're healing. That's my secret. So after that, I apply my moisturizer, which I have oily skin. So I'm using Nurture Me Naturals Rose Balance Oil Control, and it really, really helps, especially with the heat. Moisturizer is like one of the biggest keys, not only to just skincare, but also to get a very good, flawless foundation finish. So load up, and you can on this because it's built for oily skin. You don't have to worry about your skin becoming oily because you're using it. Then I'm just gonna conceal a little bit with my beauty blender here. So after that, I'm gonna take one of the new products, the Becca Soft Light Blurring Powder in Golden Hour, and I'm going to set my concealer with it. I'm scared because it looks a little on the bright side, but it's a powder, so I'm sure I can finesse it. I'm gonna just add a little, and already it's a lot more potent than the powders I use, so I'm really gonna go light. Just use that to set. Then I'm gonna use the Shimmery Skin Perfector highlighter in Opal. Ooh, cute. Yeah, that's nice. Go light though. Like I would dip in like once because it shows up pretty well. You don't need a lot of it. So for the last product, I'm going to use the gloss, the sample that came with the order, but I'm going to line my lips. Any brown liner will work, but I use Mented in the shade Night, my holy grail. And then again, this Becca Glow Gloss is in the shade Rose Gold. I think it's going to be real pretty. Give me a real nice shimmer, but neutral, you know? Which is perfect for this look because I already have a pretty dramatic eye. So that means lip doesn't need to be dramatic. I like that a lot, and I love how it feels. Really cute. This is the finished look, you guys. I love it. It came out way better than I thought. This teal is the business, and I love the accent that I added, the gold. But as far as Becca products go, there were a few that, of course, I'll buy again, like the foundation, you know, up until they stopped selling it. It's my Holy Grail foundation. And actually, when I mixed it with the powder, it kind of is my same skin tone. It's not as warm as it usually is when I don't use the powder, so that's good. Kind of gives me, you know, my correct skin tone. Also love the gloss. The Glow Gloss in Rose Gold. It's perfect. It's a neutral. I feel like this could work with a lot of different skin tones, so this is something I buy again. I probably wouldn't buy the powder again because you have to be really, really light on it. And there's only 2 shades. There's the Golden Hour and then there's a pink shade. And the Golden Hour was already pretty bright as it was. As far as the highlighter goes, I'd give it like a 6 out of 10. It's a little bright for my liking, but it definitely worked with my look. Like I said earlier, Becca foundation was my favorite. This one's the Ultimate Coverage 24-hour foundation because it's one of the only foundations I've been able to find where I do not have to build it up. It's full coverage, it's matte, but it's not too matte. It doesn't make you look too dried out. And there's a lot of shades. I believe there's 42 shades here. I am in the shade Maple. So that was why I was, you know, sad to hear that Becca was closing because I'm like, I'm going to have to find a new foundation. Be sure to check out Becca, guys, because again, September 2021 is when they will not have their brand anymore. It'll be gone. So it'll be interesting to see, you know, what other new makeup will come out. I believe that they were bought by Estee Lauder. So if you like their products, maybe they will kind of transition, you know, some of Becca's old things and put it in their line. But I was very disappointed to hear it because Becca, again, was my favorite foundation to this day. Maybe besides Fenty. But it was the only foundation I've ever been able to use that I didn't have to use color corrector and concealer and things like that because it just covers everything. So I'm going to miss Becca. Thank you guys so much for watching my channel. Please be sure to subscribe, like, comment, and share this video. Let me know your thoughts on Becca closing, or let me know if there's some Becca products that you love or you use, or if you don't care that they're closing. Let me know what you think in the comments. Thanks.